In order to collimate a Newtonian reflector telescope, you have to know where the center of the primary mirror is so that you can align the mirrors. You can't align the mirrors if you don't know where the middle is. Here is the mark indicating the middle of this particular mirror. Most telescopes have a sticker or a hole ground in it or something for you to tell the center. Many entry-level telescopes, for instance the Power Seeker and Astromaster series reflectors, don't have a mark in the middle, so you can't accurately collimate them. You cannot align the mirrors properly. I'm going to show you a couple methods of finding and marking the center of the mirror so that you'll be able to properly collimate it. First, I'll show how to take the mirror cell out of the telescope, then how to find the center and mark it, and then how to put the cell back into the telescope. Telescopes will commonly have 3 screws on the side of the rear. Take those 3 screws out and the primary mirror cell comes out. These 6 screws here are the collimation screws. In the case of the Astromaster, instead of having the holes on the side, they have 3 screws right here, here, and here on the inside of this. If you take those out, the cell comes out. These 6 here are the collimation screws. Don't mess with them yet. Just take these 3 here out. Kind of like this. Now you won't want to do it the way I'm doing, because if you do, when you pull it out, you're liable to drop it and break it. But I couldn't figure out a way to get the camera to show the rear unless I had it on this mount. Carefully pull it, and there it comes. There's the rear. As you can see, there's no mark in the middle. We're going to put a mark in the middle, though. We're going to start off by taking our compass. Oh, I bought 3 things to do this with. Compass, some plastic sheets, and some stickers. You'll need to buy those. They cost $8, unless you use my second method, which is free, except for a piece of paper. Anyway, we have a 130 millimeter telescope, so we have a 130 millimeter aperture. Half of that's diameter. Half of that is 65 millimeters. So we'll need to measure off 65 millimeters, because 65 millimeters is the radius. We then put our compass on our plastic, poke a hole in it while we're there, and draw a circle. Now we have a circle. I don't know if you can see that there. I can. We have a circle 130 millimeters across with a hole in the middle. If we take that and we put that on our mirror and line up the circle I just drew, and take a felt tip pen and mark the center, that's that hole we punched in the middle, we've now marked the mirror. We now have a center mark. Not a very good center mark, and that's why we'll need to either draw a little circle around it to make it easier to see, or put a sticker on it, which is what I'm about to do. So I take these stickers, I take one off, and once we've peeled off our little sticker, you very carefully center it above that mark we made and stick it on. And there, we've just marked the center of this mirror. We can now collimate it because we know where the center of the mirror is. There is an alternative method, and that's to take a piece of paper, and when we've got our piece of paper, we draw a circle very closely. It's better for the circle to be a little too small than too large, because you can always center it on the mirror if it's too small, but if it's too large, it laps over and you can't see where the edge is. So we trace the mirror under a piece of paper, and then we cut it out. Once we have it cut out, we fold it very carefully, and then again. After we folded it twice, we have 4 fold marks. They all point toward the center. Take our scissors and cut a tiny bit here out, and we have the center of the mirror, which we can place on here. Center it carefully, and of course we already have a marker there, so we don't need that in this case. As far as how to put the thing back together, it's kind of in reverse. There's 3 screws. You lay this up against the telescope and screw the 3 screws back in, and it all goes back together. And that pretty much takes care of putting a mark in the middle. There's other ways. When I first started, I think I took 6 rubber bands and put them around there at different angles and measured them all out at exactly 1/30 millimeter, and I knew the center of the rubber bands was the center of the mirror. If you're a geometer, I'm sure you can figure out many other good ways. I'll show you how to collimate, in case you don't know how, using the collimation tools, laser collimator and Catcher eyepiece in another video. But until I see you again, happy trails.